Testing. Test Ickles. Welcome everyone to episode 745 of the Daily Mother. Wow, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Slaycast, Taintcast, Coffeecast, and Jackcast, Yokedcast, Mancast. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to the Sensual Monday Swole. Welcome to episode 745. We are live with the Quadcast on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And of course, all you sexy motherfuckers listening on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. Come on. Everybody rub your taint for Papa Swolio. Welcome. Pinch your nips. No, okay. Don't rub the taint. Pinch your nips. Some of you are in a work environment, but you can still pinch your nips. Just reach under your blouse or your t-shirt and bing, bing, bing. Just pinch those nips for old Papa Swolio. What's up, Instagram? What's up, fam? Welcome on Twitch, Facebook, again, YouTube for the Quadcast. Welcome to a Monday episode. Monday. We're daytime right now. We're about 1:30 p.m. Eastern time for episode 745 and got some good juice to drop on you. We're going to get into some good stuff today. We're going to talk about some social media fitness jabronis. We're going to talk about the fitness industry and we'll take some questions. I'll take some questions. I got an itch in my ear. There we go. Got that taken care of. And we're going to go into, really what to be careful, the truths about the industry and really what you should be looking for. And, we'll talk a little bit more about that. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you follow me on YouTube, I don't know how it depends if you follow on YouTube, if you watch me or you're in the YouTube culture, because what's interesting about the title of this episode, Social Media Fitness Jabronis, is that there's a unique social aspect and there's a unique culture on each platform. And I don't know which ones you use. Let's do that to start. Wherever you're watching, I know you don't use one app. Most of you have Facebook and Instagram. You might use one more than the other. What social media apps do you use right now? Okay. What's your, not where you're watching, but if you use more than one, which two or three do you use the most? Okay. And just drop that in the comments so I can get an idea of where you all watch. That way I can direct the content and I know what to expect for the questions. I know how we can take this through, but on each, it's like a different country, right? It's like a different country. Every time you go on a different platform, it's an entire different it's an entire different environment. It's an entire different environment. Twitching in Iowa, Instagram, YouTube and Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, IG. I mean, there's only a couple, right? There's only a couple that are really popping. No one's really sitting here like, "Yeah, I do Musically every day." No one really does these, not, I wouldn't say obscure, but obviously it's one or two of the big 3. But a lot of people only use one, and I'm realizing that. There's some people that if I talk about YouTube and you only watch Facebook, you're not gonna understand. And it's almost like speaking a different language. And those of you that use different platforms, you know what I'm talking about. There's certain people that are only on YouTube. And if you mention that to someone on Facebook, they're like, who? Who are you talking about? And if you mention someone on YouTube that's big on Facebook and they only watch YouTube, you're like, who? Who are they talking about? Because a lot of people only use one thing. These personalities or people blow up on one account and they only use that one. They try to build other ones or they have an account, but they don't do anything with it, right? I think I'm one of the few people that really goes hard on multiple platforms. I don't have the same following on each platform, but I go hard with content and I don't let anything go. I'm trying not to leave no stone unturned. But everyone's going to find their place. Everyone's going to find their country. Everyone's going to find their support and where they like to spend their time. What do you want to change in the world? Nothing. I think the world's great. I think the world's fantastic. I think that's a big misconception, is that something needs to be changed in the world. I think the world is fine. People are going to be people. No one's going to change really anything. I don't want to change a damn thing because you can't. You can't. If you're a student of history, you know that history just repeats itself no matter what you do. It doesn't matter. We're always going to have wars. We're always going to have fighting. We're always going to have discrepancies. Nothing's really going to change. It's never going to be this utopia that people would always they talk about, but no one does it. So I don't even bother with that kind of stuff. What do you want to change in the world? Nothing. Really, what I want to change in the world or what I want to do is kind of help people relate to the world better, because the world's not going to change. And that's the big thing that I think not, and just to get that kind of starts us off with this whole conversation because how you view the world is how you can change the world. And how an individual sees the world and how the individual reacts to the world is how the world will actually change because the world is the world. But if you see things and stress and problems differently, you're going to react to those things differently and you're going to portray that and project that differently into the world and into your surroundings and those around you. So it's interesting. It's interesting. You can't change things. And that's one of the problems with politics and with religion and with fitness and with everything is that everyone's trying to change someone else's mind. This is the wrong way. Do this. That's not correct. Do this. You shouldn't believe that. There is no God. No, you're wrong. There is a God. You're wrong. Democrats, Republicans, Trump, not Trump, whoever. Everyone's trying to change someone else's mind. It doesn't work. I don't know why. I don't know why people think that shit works. Right? Debates. I think debates are a waste of fucking time. What a waste of time. Debates. Debates. If you're what is it? I don't think it was even Neil deGrasse Tyson that said this, but I think it was on Joe Rogan's podcast or something of the sort when he was on there. And I think he quoted someone else. I forget. So I'm just putting it out there. It's not my quote. And he said something like, if you have a debate for more than 5 minutes, both sides are wrong. And I thought that was really fascinating. If you're debating something like it doesn't matter what your perspective is because both people feel like they're right. And if two people think that they're right, maybe they are both right from their perspective, right? If you're looking at, and there's a famous cartoon where two people are looking at a a number, right? So two people, or it's like two cartoons. It's a single panel cartoon. Again, I don't know. You can Google it, but they're both two people are looking at the number six. I'm just gonna say the number six, but they're looking at it from two different perspectives. And one person over their head it says nine, and the other person says six. They're both correct, right? But it's their perspective. So if two people are looking at the number six, one person sees six and one person sees nine, neither person are right or wrong. Like they're both correct. It depends on where you're standing. Of course, if you're standing on the side, you see some weird sideways number. You're like, what the fuck is that? But it's all perspective. So you can't convince someone when it's an opinion. You can't convince someone when it's perspective. You might be able to provide facts or what we think are facts. But anyway, convincing people really doesn't work well. And, yeah, glass half full or half empty. It's yeah, right. It's opinion. It's opinion because it's both. It's half empty and it's also half full. It depends on you can make an argument either way. So what's the point? Really, what's the point? A glass is supposed to hold water, but blah blah blah. Is it supposed to be full? Not necessarily. Oh, so it's half full? Yeah, but it should be full. So now it's half empty. It's opinion. It's opinion. Politics and ooh, I like that. Politics and religion don't even lift. I'll put that on a t-shirt. So today's episode, social media fitness jabronis. I did a driving while gaining. If you didn't check it out, it's on YouTube. I'm gonna post a clip. Well, I'm gonna post a different clip on Instagram today, a shortened clip, because of the limitations. But I did one yesterday, and I don't follow. Right, I don't follow a lot of content. I don't absorb a lot of content, and really because ever since I started doing this, when I first got into making videos, and when I first started doing the Daily Swole, this was uh, the spring of 2016. So it's been about 2 years, right? We just finished up, was it 730? So 2 weeks ago was the 2 year anniversary of the first Daily Swole. So that's not when I started. I was posting stuff on Instagram, but that's really when I started, instead of just, oh, I post on Instagram, I post on Instagram, I post on Facebook. Like I had a Facebook page. Actually, what's interesting is that this Facebook page that a lot of you are watching on and that follow, it's actually like right on the cusp of 100,000 followers, 100,000 subscribers on Facebook. And oh, that's called likes. Okay, so it's not subscribers, but likes, 100,000 likes on Facebook, which is great. So I'm super stoked about that. That just means it's growing. I mean, the number doesn't mean anything aside from more people are coming to the community, which is awesome. But it started. I had a different name for the page and it had 400 likes in 2016. So 2 years later, we're sitting on 100K, so it's obviously grown. It's obviously grown significantly. But that's when I started. So I barely even used Facebook. I used it personally. I don't use my personal Facebook account anymore. But that's when I really dipped in and started producing content on all platforms. So since doing that, since doing that, what I've learned from producing and making videos, first off, okay, first off, it's challenging. It's a lot of work. It's relentless effort. You don't see, a ton of progress right away. And there's all these other subtleties that will determine success. Exactly, Patrick, on Facebook, like gains. It's exactly where I was going. You beat me to it, my man. It's exactly like it. So it's just like it's any kind of progress. It's slow. And think about the effort. Think about the effort. And if you follow me on YouTube and if you look back, I was posting at times 6, 7, 8 videos. I was posting so much on YouTube. I was posting so many videos a day. That's where I really started, was posting a lot of content on YouTube. That was like the primary, right? I was doing live from the beginning, but YouTube, I was uploading tons and tons of videos. Those archives are packed. So if you ever want to go back to the throwbacks on YouTube, I'll probably start doing a an archive channel or something like that, or start posting classic, like horrific videos that I made. Maybe I'll start doing that, throwbacks. Would you guys like that if I start posting some of these? Because I have thousands of videos on YouTube that have never really seen the light of day based on the algorithms or because no one was following me, right? I was posting them for like 50 subscribers when I started or whatever. So these videos have like 30 likes and I don't even know. I made so many videos, I pretty much blacked out and just kept on pumping them out. It's literally a blur. It's literally a blur. And if anyone has been following me for that long, you would just get probably emails and notifications all the time of, uploading. I probably ran subscribers away by posting so much. Um, but what I've found from, producing so it's not easy, right? It takes time like gains. And there's also what I found is a responsibility because when you're putting out content, it's your opinion. But what happens with opinion is I don't know, there's this it's how you it's how you portray yourself, right? It's how you disseminate information. It's so easy like a tabloid magazine to say something is true, this is fact, this is the way it is, and it's your opinion. But if you don't specify that it's your opinion, if you don't really make it clear, a lot of people will take it the wrong way. And a lot of people will not, I guess, recognize that it's an opinion. They'll take it for fact and they'll go and run with it. And many of these videos are done for entertainment purposes. They're comical. They're just funny as me fucking the driving while gaining series is me raging in the car. I'm not don't take that to the bank. That's not a legal thing. I'm not trying to, spew facts. I'm just having fun and it's entertainment, right? It's fun. It's fun. It brings people in. And what oh, Zach, do I have a YouTube play button plaque? Not even close, man. Not even close. And that's another thing that impresses me because I feel like I drop a ton and that's just shows how different the cultures are that I feel like I produce a lot of quality content in my opinion, but my opinion doesn't matter. Like the numbers are, gradually increasing, but I have like I shouldn't say only. See, that's the thing. I don't think of it as only. But I was about to say because you said play button plaque and I was to say only because I think you need what 100,000 subscribers on YouTube to get a plaque, but I don't wanna make it seem like I don't value all because I have about 6,500 or something like that. That's a lot of people. I think we really brush off how many people we impact from videos and from creating content. When I see on, even if like I don't care, the number is great. The only reason that the number matters to me is that I know I'm on the right track. People are responding positively, right? I don't care as much about the number as I do the thumbs up. For example, like on these rage videos, I'll get all likes and thumbs up on YouTube. And I think that's exceptionally rare to not get any dislikes when you're ranting and swearing and acting like a fucking savage in the car. And I have 40 thumbs up and 0 thumbs down. I'm always shocked by that. And I love it. I'm extremely thankful. But that's more important that there's a positive feedback. I know I'm doing the right thing. So I just keep on going. But there is a responsibility to understand how many people that it's not just a number. It's not just a thumbs up, like a like on Facebook. It's not just it's not just a follower on Instagram. Those are people that are seeing your content. And I'm going right to the title of this episode. We're going to talk about fitness and online fitness. And there are a lot of people. Each one of those numbers, 6,500, whatever on YouTube, 100,000 on Facebook, Instagram, 24,000. Like there are I think Twitch, a couple hundred maybe. Twitch is relatively new. but I love all the Twitch people too. Love you all. There's and of course, and the podcast listeners. So there's a lot of places to catch my content, but at the same time, there's each number is an individual person, right? Each number is an individual person, and everyone's chasing that fucking plaque. Everyone makes one viral video, get a ton of subscribers, they get a plaque. Wow, I made it, this, that, and the other. They're touching a lot of people. They're touching a lot of people and they're impacting a lot of people. And that brings me to I'll take a couple questions, I'll read a couple comments, but that takes me to the actual topic, which is the social media fitness people. And I'm talking about fitness people on YouTube, people that have businesses that sell programs and shit like that. The same thing on Instagram, any platform, even Facebook. I just don't know too many people. I don't see a lot of stuff. And here's the thing, and this is where I also want to follow up because I'm going to get into some not really individuals, but I do want to bring this topic up more often because I think it's important because I know you all don't just follow my content. I know you don't just listen to what I say. And the thing is, what I was saying is once I started getting into, and this is what I want to talk about at the beginning, I just kind of got off on that other topic. I just wanted to give a little more background. When I started in 2016, when I started doing all this content and all these videos, literally, I had just been doing like some posting on Instagram. My Facebook page was dead. I wasn't doing anything with it. And all of a sudden, I just, boom, I knew what I wanted to do and I went all in. So literally, like a racehorse, right? What does a racehorse have when they're racing? They put blinders on, right? They put those little cups on the sides of the eyes so they can't see the horse next to them. So they just focus on getting to the finish line, getting to the finish line. They're trained. That's what I did. I literally pulled my hat down, I had the blinders on, and I just made videos. So I wasn't hanging around on YouTube seeing what everyone else was doing. I didn't watch other people's content to get ideas. I didn't, that's why my stuff, when you look at it, especially from the beginning, that's why it looks so different. And I really do think it looks different. I still think it's different. I don't think anyone does the type and the blend and the spread and of content that I do in different ways. I mean, a podcast, like a professional podcast, just the comedy. Like I do a lot of different things, but that's just who I am. That's what I want to do. And every single playlist on YouTube is like a unique, different style and spin. And I always treated my content like ESPN. I always wanted to be like ESPN one, two, three. And I also wanted to have fucking ESPN the Ocho, right? I wanted to have I want to have all those different channels, ESPN Classic. So what I'm going to start doing is posting up classic videos like Swolenormous Classic. And I'm going to have a classic playlist. I'll probably upload old videos and re-upload them again, fresh. Fuck that I posted them on YouTube. I'll post them again, post them twice and have like a classic playlist. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like that on different channels just to post like an old video? Would you like the archives? Because I have every single video. I have like 20 terabytes of fucking classic content that I haven't even seen. So literally, because I don't watch them. I was posting so many videos. I honestly don't remember the majority of them. Alone, the Daily Swole is 745. 745 alone. I don't think that most of you know, especially if you don't follow on YouTube, you don't know all the videos I've done. I had a Raw series where I posted over 100 videos. My Swole Motion is like on 125. Driving While Gaining is on 145 or 6. And this is just, Eli's video. This is just the Daily Swole. I've posted so many freaking videos. So, that being said, I just put my head down and started making content. I didn't watch people. I wasn't sitting here, Obscure Sports Quarterly. I fucking love it, man. What Irish shin kicking. Oh, fuck, I love that movie. So I just put my head down and started making content. I didn't think about, um, I didn't analyze the industry. I just started doing my thing. Literally put my head down. I'm doing my thing. I'm going to town. And I did. Right. So I just started making tons of videos. Now, now what I'm getting from these dry mall gainings and what I started doing, last year and a couple came out, I I'm starting to get like messages about checking out certain people, or I'm seeing ads pop up and I'm seeing a lot of these fitness jabronis. And I see them on Instagram and I just block out Instagram because Instagram to me is annoying. I like Instagram, but Instagram to me is annoying. The feed's annoying. I think there's going to be a major update or shift soon because I think people are going to get tired of it. I think it's too, I don't know if the word's too basic. I think it's going to be I think there's gonna be a major shift in how it's done. I just think it's just too much the same old shit, the same old shit, the same it's too much entertainment, like, there's no fucking value over there. There's really limited value, a lot of ads. It's just a lot less things to do, right? Facebook, there's a lot more variety, a lot more places to go. Instagram, it's kinda like, you know, feed, send a message. It's cool, it's simple. But what I do notice, and the reason why I'm not saying I'm not saying I love you, Instagram. I'm not saying I don't like you like that, but for YouTube, for example, you can have a lot longer than a minute videos. Facebook too, but YouTube is the OG. YouTube is the OG. That's what really popped first, right? Facebook came first, but it didn't have all the features. YouTube was really video, boom. That's what kicked off the whole video thing. And Instagram has video, had video later. They had 10-second, 15-second. Now they have a minute. But if you really want to consume content, like educational content, you want to get more involved, you want to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 20-minute, hour-long videos, you go to YouTube, right? That's TV. That's TV. That's the way Twitch is. And that's why I'm gonna be posting, replay and like classic stuff on Twitch as well. So I would follow me, honestly, I would follow me on Twitch because I'm gonna be playing a lot of stuff on the channel, like replay. So if you don't have that app, I would download it because I'm gonna be going hard on Twitch, and continue to go hard on Twitch, posting up classic videos there. So that's going to be good to be there, and you'll get notifications, of course, about that. But yeah, so when it comes to YouTube, that's where the fitness online stuff really popped. That's where it really popped. You have people posting workout videos, and then you see someone that's in shape, and then you just buy their product or you buy their program or they tell you to do something. Go to my website and buy this. Okay. The dangers of these social media fitness jabronis is that they're personalities. They are personalities, they're entertainment. And you might say, well, Papa Swolio, aren't you the same thing? Don't you group yourself in the same way? Yes. And the challenge is separating at this point. I'm looking at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ. People watch this fucking shit. And I see these people that have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, 500,000, a million. And in my opinion, they post absolute shit. It looks like good content, right? It might be them doing a workout, but their form is terrible. Or what they're saying is completely not even like, okay, that's not, he didn't really explain that correctly, but straight up incorrect, wrong, and dangerous, literally. And there's a lot of that out there. And the issue with this is that when you are a consumer, when you are you all watching and listening, and there's nothing wrong with it. You are consuming content. You are not fitness experts, nor should you be. It's the same thing like me talking to a lawyer, right? And a lawyer talking to me. I don't know law like a lawyer does. Of course, I'm not a fucking lawyer. So the way they talk to me, okay, they are the expert. They would be able to say, okay, this lawyer doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about because this law, 17-B, blah, blah, blah. That they would know to call someone else on their bullshit, right? If you're an expert, you know from the top, you know how to call someone else on their bullshit. I know who is and it doesn't mean that you can't it doesn't mean that you have to have the same opinion. So I see other fitness people out there that I don't have the same opinion, but it doesn't mean that they're assholes. It doesn't mean that they're stupid. It doesn't mean that they're wrong either. People have opinions on training. People have their own personal experiences. So if someone's out there that's a vegan, for example, and they have great results, fine. I have no problem with that as long as they are trying to, relay because nutrition is that gray area. I don't there is no it's a gray area no matter what anyone says, it's gray as fuck. Nutrition is a gray area. That's why I promote the elimination. I promote, and I'm going to be coming out with my own approach in the sense like me packaging, and it's not from like not from like a from a sales point of view, but I'm going to be packaging what I do because I'm going to put like but literally what I do, and it's not going to be something that I promote like, oh, this is what you should do. That's the difference, is that when you start saying that you are right and someone else is wrong, that's where it gets really sketchy. That's where it gets dangerous. That's where it gets, and when you have that control and you have the audience to talk to a million people or 500,000 people, you have a responsibility to not be a fucking dumbass, I think, especially when you're talking about something that can hurt someone else, especially when you're saying the wrong shit. And one of the reasons why I can bang out 745 episodes like nothing, the reason why I can start a podcast with a topic with no notes and fucking just drop nukes is because I talk about what I know. I don't talk about things I don't know. Many, many, many times on this show, people have asked questions and I say, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with not knowing something? That's fine. You have Google, you can go and check that out. I don't know everything. And, but I also certainly don't pretend. And when you start pretending, that's what fucking pisses me off. And that's what that video I did on that ass clown on YouTube. So if you're interested, even if you don't really use YouTube, I would go check it out. And it doesn't get into specifics, but I just found out because, like I said, I don't consume other people's content. I don't watch YouTube videos endlessly. And it just came across my radar and I happened to see it because I spend so much time doing my own shit. I don't have time to sit there and watch 5 or 10 minute videos. Driving while gaining, the last one I posted last night. And it's and I saw this, I'm like, "Fuck, there is just endless content." And in the title, I was making a joke. I said part 1 of 1,964. Like, literally, I could spend every day for the rest of probably my life and just rip on every video this fucking guy made. He just says incorrect shit, and this is what most people don't know. This is what most people don't know is that just because you have a certification, just because you have a nice website, doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about. That's how people get scammed. That's how people get scammed. How can I grow tall? Yeah, right? I got a 6-week grow taller program if you want it, Abdur. Yeah. Yeah. Just 47 bucks, bro. Help you grow taller in 6 weeks and shredded. I bet no one's got a grow taller and get more shredded program, but I do. I almost fell for him. Keeping it real. Well, that's the thing. And just and I we talked about this the other day, and that's where certifications get sketchy because you don't need really formal education to get a certification. Now, you might say, okay, well, formal education's a fucking crock of shit. This whole country, yeah, the country's broken, but personal education is always growing. That's why I have Swolenormous X because I'm providing education and training and services and, in my way. And I wanted to do it right, but I wanted to do it right. That's why I don't like the 6 week, the 8 week, buy this program, cool. And then you come back later for the next month or you come back later for the next program. No, that's why we have a community. That's why those of you that are in Swolenormous X, it's a monthly thing. Like we're always doing new stuff and growing and developing and adding because it doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop. Fitness doesn't stop. Fitness doesn't stop. Fitness doesn't stop. It keeps going. So how can you possibly have one program? Like, what happens next? Oh, you buy another one. Oh, I get it. I see how it works. Right. That's the way usually these things work. Cliffhangers leave you on the edge. You get bored or you get tired of it or you want something new and you go back and you get something else and you go back and get something else. I think things should it's a lot simpler than that. It's a lot simpler, for what most people want. Daniel Tynes on YouTube. The Vincente shred rage. I love how you roasted him. And the other day he was a commercial for yeah, bro. I need to I'm probably gonna go off again on that. I did that for a couple other commercials. Yeah. Get the fuck off my page. Get the fuck off my page. I'm fine running ads, but you get the fuck off my page. Most of those programs, Sandy Campbell, I fell for one of those programs was unrealistic. Most of them are. And you know why they're unrealistic? Because that's how they sell them. And the dangerous and sad thing is it's not your fault. As a consumer, it's not your fault. How are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to know that it's not realistic? How are you supposed to know if someone's up there taking anabolics? I'm not saying he is. I don't know or really care. At one point, whatever. 'Cause some of those pictures, I'm like, really, bro. But it doesn't matter. It's not. These are people's lives, and just because someone has a nice physique doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. Just because someone has a nice physique doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. It doesn't. It doesn't. There are a lot of dumbass people that have nice bodies, or a lot of nice. Come on, fucking the movie was the parody. Zoolander was joking about fitness models, nice body, obviously dumb as a brick. That was a satire, but it's also true. Just because, just because you have a good body doesn't mean you know how to teach other people to do the same thing. Doesn't mean you fucking know what you really did. You just have good genetics or you just did the right things and doesn't mean you know what you're doing. It doesn't mean you know what you're doing. There's a lot of differences between individuals. It doesn't mean you know what you're doing. And the problem with the social media shit is that when you have half a million subscribers on YouTube, for example, wouldn't you say it gives you kind of like instant notoriety, right? It makes you credible subconsciously. Or when you see like, oh, 500,000 plus people are following, he must know what he's talking about. He must know. And it doesn't mean that no one's gotten results from his or anyone else's programs. It doesn't mean that because if you go from doing nothing to doing something, you're going to get some kind of results. That's just common sense. You don't do shit, and then you start doing shit, you're going to get some fucking change, right? Even if it's not the best programming, even if it's okay, not the best form, you're not moving and lifting and you're eating crap. And now you're moving, you're lifting, and you're not eating crap. It's like, or did I say that right? Like you're doing different things. And when you change, you change. Wow, big shocker. You change what you're doing. So now you have different results. Oh, wow. Never thought that's how it worked. Yeah, if you do different shit, you're going to have different results. So, that's the big thing. That's the big thing. You're changing what you're doing. And that's kind of like we had this conversation and it was a great post. It was a great post like when you and everyone always asks me about the keto or paleo or these diets. A lot of them will work for you because you're actually staying consistent to something and you're eliminating the crap. Most of these diets don't include potato chips, don't include soda. So you start cutting out dairy, soda, potato chips, and all this fast food junk. Big shocker, you start losing some water weight and some fat. But when it comes to the programming, that's when it starts getting dangerous. And I really feel like there's much more of a requirement than flashing a certification. You don't need a college degree to get a certification for most of them. For most of them. And just because you have a college degree and just because you have a certification, honestly, fam, it still doesn't mean that you know what you're talking about. It's much different doing something for yourself than guiding other people through the process. It's much different. And that doesn't get discussed enough. It's so much different. Let's say, for example, let's with anabolic steroids, let's say I was juicing like crazy. It's much different than for me to experiment with fucking illegal chemicals than to be guiding people through it. Okay. That's reckless and dangerous. Not only is it illegal, but it's right. There's a much different, you can do a lot of stuff. It's like having your own house. Okay. This can be much more relatable. If you have your own house and you want to fucking fix an electrical socket, you can, right? If you want to go and fix the electric, you can. If you want to do that in someone else's house, you need a GC license. You need to be a contractor because that you need liability because you're fucking with someone's electricity. But if you do it in your own house, it's like you can raise your own child, but then you start crossing the boundary with someone else's child and then you have issues. So it's kind of like stick to your lane, right? Stay to your, keep your business to yourself, do you, because you can customize and try things and experiment with things. But when you start promoting that to other people, when you start telling people this is what you should do, when you start educating or trying to educate them to do things a certain way, that's where it gets sketchy and that's where it gets really dangerous. And people believe you. And you got so many kids watching this shit and learning the wrong habits and the wrong things from the beginning. A certification does not mean that you know what you're talking about. A lot of followers does not mean that you know what you're talking about. I encourage you to be objective with my shit. Okay. I have a lot of followers and likes on my channels, right? It's evenly distributed. I have a lot on Facebook. I have a lot of podcast listeners. There are a lot of people that listen to my shit. I encourage you, be objective. You can be skeptical. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. If you don't believe me or you don't trust me or you don't think then go listen to the other podcast episodes. Do your homework. I have plenty of stuff out there for you to judge and make your own opinion. Okay? You don't have to, you know, you don't have to purchase anything from me. You have to buy my, join my community and have a membership or anything like that and my programs and all my stuff. You don't have to. You don't have to. Of course I say they're fucking awesome because I believe they're fucking awesome because I put my sweat and tears into it. It doesn't mean that you have to, doesn't mean that you have to believe anything that I say. That's your choice and that's your freedom. But that's the difference. That's the difference when someone is from my angle and from my perspective, it pisses me the fuck off because, and I'm not saying that this jabroni or anyone else doesn't work hard because you still have to make the videos, whether or not you have someone editing for you or this and the other or making the site. I don't know what he does. I do all my shit myself. I don't know what he does, but okay. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. But when you're not coming from the right place and you're talking outside of your realm of experience, I don't care how many videos you have on your YouTube page of you exercising, the top 3 exercises, this one don't do. And when you watch any of them, and I watch one and I hear the words coming out of his fucking mouth, and I'm like, you are an idiot. You are literally saying the wrong things. You are saying things that are not even opinion, they're just wrong. Okay. When you say the top 3 exercises, my favorite exercise. Okay. If I say my favorite exercises, fine. Or top 3 exercises, these are my favorite, fine. But if you say this exercise works this because you do this in this way, no, that's not, no. That if it's wrong, it's wrong. And there's a lot of things that you can tell that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You're describing like 95% of the people on social media. Absolutely. I'm talking about all those Gymshark girls that post all those booty workouts with the cables. Form is terrible. They just have genetics and a butt. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I hear them talking. Why do you think a lot of these girls and a lot of these people on Instagram or Instagram specifically, because like I said, YouTube is more longer videos, but Instagram, why do you think people put music over their video and it shows like a fast play and it's like, someone working out, dun, 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 dun. It's like some rap song, I could get it, but is it and whatever fucking stupid song that's coming out, they just take that track and overlay it of them working out and you see their booty and it's like a montage. Why do you think they don't speak? Because they don't know what the fuck to say about it. They just post a booty workout. Wow, they look good. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And a link, DM for programs or click here for my booty workout. They don't know what the fuck they don't know how to talk about it. They don't know what to say. Why do you think they don't speak? Why do you think they don't open their mouth? Because they don't know what the fuck they're saying. They're actually smart. They're smart. They're scamming people, but they're doing it without making it obvious. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people don't talk because the more you talk, and the more you do things, the more you get exposed from people that know what they're talking about, from people that actually know the industry, from people that actually know the science and know what's going on. So when I see it, I'm just like, fuck this shit. This sucks. And I don't necessarily want to I'm not trying to bring hate or negativity, but I think it's very important. I don't think there's enough exposure from fitness stuff. I don't think there's enough exposure from fitness stuff on a podcast form. There's a lot of roast videos on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is there's a lot of hate culture too on YouTube. Not in a bad way, but always, but there's a lot of just, rant videos. So, I mean, because like I said, that's where most people are going to watch their video content in general, just from longer video, longer form video. You don't get people watching a ton of videos on Facebook in the same way, just because YouTube, Google search is just boom, you type in something, it comes up. So you get a lot of opinion videos, and everyone can have an opinion. Everyone has an opinion, which is cool, but it's also a lot of noise. And I think it's when you are, you know, coming from the industry like I am, you start seeing the noise and you try to go, I try to go above the noise, right? I try not to create more noise. It's fun to do the drive while gaining. It's fun. It's fun. It's that fucking plane. But there's a lot of noise, a lot of people yelling, a lot of people flaunting things, a lot of people trying to make a quick buck, a lot of, programs, PDFs, here, my diet plan, this, that, and the other, cookie cutter, and even bullshit like that, like on his fucking site, here, take the quiz. Take the quiz. Which one's your body type? Take the quiz. Take the men's quiz. This one, or who am I talking about specifically? I'm talking about what's his name? V Shred on YouTube. I don't know. I just did a video on YouTube, but I'm talking about everyone that does this. I'm talking about everyone that does this. And things like the body type quiz. Okay, Why? You're making people feel like it's more complicated. Oh, because I'm this age, because I'm this tall, because I'm this, I have to train different. No, you don't have to train fucking differently. No, you don't. No, I'm an ectomorph. I'm a mesomorph. no. You still have to fight. You're a human being. You're a fucking human being. Either you have weight to lose, you have weight to gain, or you can kind of make a choice. All right. There's none of these fucking different body types. Like, just fucking do it. Trying to make people feel like they're different. Trying to make people feel like, oh, you're special. You need to do this program because you are like this. You took this quiz. Oh, so I'll do that. You know what that does? It gets you clicking. It gets you clicking and saying yes, 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 yes. So when you get to the buy button, you click buy as well. That's what it does. It's called user behavior. It's called UI. It's called, consumer behavior. The more times you get someone to click, the more likely they're going to click the buy button. That's what those quizzes do. So, FYI, especially when they cover shit like that. So, if you want to think about it from that standpoint, yeah, why do you think those quizzes on Facebook are, who do you look most like? Who do you look most like? Oh, you're Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. Let me share that. Well, they got your email and now you shared it. So it spreads. It's like, who the fuck? It's stupid shit. Stupid shit. Yeah, mesomorph nutrition plan. I mean, I can go on the website. You know what I want to start doing? I need to route this live cast through a different server. Maybe I'll figure out a new broadcast so I can do a screen share for the live viewers. I won't be able to do it on Instagram, but we'll get some live screen share stuff so you can see kind of what I'm doing too. Endomorph nutrition plan. Yeah, there's always a okay. Okay, so let's take on some of the let me take some of these comments and we'll talk more about it. This, like I said, this could be part one. Like if there's someone, I mean, maybe we'll do more of these on the Daily Swole. I did never thought about this for the podcast, but honestly, I think these topics are even not like just raging. All right, this is not going to be a driving while gaining, but maybe these Daily Swoles are going to be. Maybe we'll pick topics like that. If this is something that you're all interested in, I think it should be because you're not, and I realize that you're not only consuming my content. You're not only consuming my content. And there's other stuff out there that I definitely have objective opinions. And I'm not saying that maybe, I'm not saying that some of these things might not work for you. Remember, it is exercise and it does change your diet habits. And when you change things, things change. Sounds kind of obvious, right? But when you change things change. And it's important to expose these things. And I'm more than happy to voice my opinion and check stuff out. But there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there. And I just don't want you to get duped by these other people that you might be subscribed to because you don't know the exercise science behind it, because you don't have a degree in kinesiology, which is fine. You don't have to. But there's a responsibility for someone to, if you're speaking from experience, then speak from fucking experience and make that clear. Okay. I'm speaking from education and experience. Have I done intensive, extensive research on every fucking supplement known to man? No, I haven't. I have my general opinion about supplements and, I talk about make sure you have your fucking food on lock. If you don't even worry about supplements yet. Okay. The supplement industry is well known to be fucking fraudulent and absolutely a hot mess. Does that mean that all supplementation is garbage? I know I've made videos that said that. But I've also said, yeah, that does grab people's attention and gets them thinking. Okay. So a lot of these things that you will see are ways to grab attention, stop you from scrolling. Hey, let me see what this fucking bearded asshole has to say. Why is he calling me fat, this piece of shit? And let me watch this. Oh, he's actually talking about me taking control of my health. He's actually coming at it from a good place. Oh, let me check out his ebook. Wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. Let me watch his podcast. Boom. And they're a member of the community and they're, plugged in and okay. And there's a lot. That's why things have to get flashy. That's why things have to cut through the noise so people can find the good shit. Unfortunately, a lot of people try to cut through the noise and then you get there and it's garbage. But you might not understand that it's garbage because you don't know any better because you're not an expert. And that's and that's bad. and that's bad. And you don't always have me on your shoulder, and you don't always have someone trying to come at it from a good place. Everyone's trying to make a living, man. Everyone's trying to make a living, but some people are definitely trying to do it coming from a better place, trying to really help, not just trying to push bullshit and talk outside their fucking expertise. I don't talk about If I talk about corrective exercise, I'm making it clear I'm not a physical therapist. I have a lot of experience with corrective exercise. I am certainly not a physical therapist, but I do know my shit, but I stay in my lane with the shit that I know and the experience that I have. I am not a doctor, right? I'm not, and I will always refer people to a doctor. I mean, you got to be professional. That's just the way it is. That's the way we work in the litigious society. You got to protect your bases. So you have to be smart. You have to be smart when you start to undertake physical training and nutrition. And you have to understand that the body, when it comes to, you know, all fitness, these are medical procedures essentially. You're adding load to the body. You're doing physical movements under duress, under resistance. And honestly, fam, you do something wrong. Like if you watch one of, what's his name? Fucktard's videos about how to squat and you fucking get hurt because he's an idiot, you might not come back from that. You might be 5 surgeries back down the road and you're never walking properly again, or you're in pain the rest of your life because some fucking asshole made a video about how to squat and didn't know how to fucking squat, which is evident from how he fucking talks about it, or how to deadlift and calling the wrong exercise by the wrong fucking name, calling. I mean, and people are linking me to these videos. I'm like, fuck. And I went down the rabbit hole. The reason why I did that video, the drive while gaining, and I went down the rabbit hole a little bit because I clicked on someone else. Someone sent me a link, send me a message and send me a link. So I watched that. And then, of course, on YouTube, you get the suggested videos. And okay, I went clicked on that. And I'm just like, sitting over here, just like, make it stop. Cause he called the deadlift, like a regular deadlift, he called it a Romanian deadlift, like a standard deadlift. He called that, or like he didn't even name the exercise properly. Didn't even fucking name the exercise properly. Couldn't explain it. I'm watching this video on how to do like the 3 different types of deadlifts. And I'm watching like Forrest Gump explain how to do a fucking deadlift. And it was so upsetting that I was just kind of like resigned. I'm like, I like, what do you do? What do you do? This guy's got like over 500,000 subscribers, which is scary because that means human beings are coming to this guy for information, which is absolutely fucking frightening. Absolutely frightening. So instead of watching Comedy Central, if you want to get your entertainment, go check that out. So let's take some of these comments. I see a lot of popping up. Followers mean entertaining, not educated. Well, yeah, I mean, possibly Jenny on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, but you can be educated and have a lot of followers, but you have to earn that shit, right? You have to earn that. But I mean, education is subjective in a sense. But yeah, let's see. What's your opinion about using testosterone? Is there any benefits or will it cause more harm? What do you mean, like testosterone replacement or like taking anabolics when you're healthy? If you're interested, I mean, you have to go to your doctor and check that out, man. I mean, is there any benefits? I do think that hormone research and endocrinology is the future. That's how we're gonna like keep people healthier longer and more vibrant. I'm quite certain, like if I ever, if I go to a doctor and I see my testosterone levels dropping or whatever as I'm older, I'll take some replacement therapy. Why not? And live more vibrantly and maintain more muscle and have more energy. And I'm open to that. As science increases and improves, and where the long term harm, I'm sure if it's under a doctor's care, but that's the thing. If you do it safely, like all that stuff it's legal, right? I mean, honestly, steroids are legal. They just have to be prescribed. So when you say things are illegal, it's like, they say they're illegal. So the medical industry can make more money because if it's illegal and you can only prescribe it, then who has the control? So that's the only reason that it's illegal is because they can make billions off, testosterone replacement. Because everyone wants to live healthier. Everyone wants to get a boner when they're 70. Everyone wants to, look better. So it's like anti-aging essentially. So that's the only reason why it's illegal. That's the only reason. It's the only fucking reason. I mean, it's also you're literally sticking a needle in your body. So yeah, I mean, I guess not the only reason, but yeah. The average person should not be injecting themselves with substances. And plus, when it's not legal and you're getting it from sketchy places, if you're talking about that, fuck, man, who knows what it is? It could be sunflower oil. Who knows? You wouldn't know the difference. Let's see. It's just like Zach Perez on Facebook. It's just like dudes on steroids saying they eat top ramen and 8,000 calorie muscle. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. That guy, fucking the OG jabroni on YouTube. The fucking guy. They just eat more broccoli. Yeah, you got people like that that just deny. I mean, that's one thing. There's a lot of those natty or not videos that go around. All the people that say they're natural, right? They've never used and they're fucking. I mean, and it's not even a doubt in your mind when you see what they look like. Get the fuck out of here. You don't use steroids, you fucking asshole. You're welcome. What's up, fam? All right, let's take some on YouTube because we're talking about a lot of stuff on YouTube. I'm not ignoring you, YouTube. Let's see. Let me scroll up a little bit. Kobe Morris, love the fit, functional, flexible streak of vids on the daily. Thanks, dude. The fit, functional, flexible streak. What do you mean? Like on the Daily Swole or the Daily Swole Club? What do you mean? Let's see. I love how you roasted him. How many years did it take me to be that muscular? Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I haven't lifted since, did I lift Wednesday too? I don't think I've lifted shit. I don't think I've lifted since Tuesday or Wednesday. I've just been doing yoga because I was traveling and it just hasn't been the cards. I'm lifting today. Oh, I'm gonna get sore. Fuck. Oh boy. I'm gonna get sore as fuck. I gotta keep the volume low. I'm gonna get banged up today. I'm gonna get banged the fuck up. So how many years? I've been training for 17, 18 years. Of course, I haven't tried to bulk up the entire time. I've gone through like, different phases of cutting, more yoga, mobility, then getting amped up in the gym and then, little nags and injuries here and there and tendonitis. But I've been lifting for almost 20 years, 17, 18 years. Ignorance is bliss. Question everything that's discipline. Well, most people don't want to put in the work, right? They just want to answer, hey, 6 week shred. Cool. I'll do that. Or 8 week. Oh, cool. And let me do that. People want a diet plan. Oh, this is my body type. This is my age. I'm a man. Cool. So send me the program. Sure. Customized programs. Yeah. Yeah. Customized. Sure. Adding a couple numbers on the calorie intake, adding a couple reps, decreasing a couple reps, all these pre-made templates. That's how it is. Your side delts look on point today. Really? Oh, shit. It's probably because I haven't been eating a lot of calories either. I look emaciated, in my opinion. I look lean, but Papa Swole is gonna have a couple sweet potatoes and get his pump on. Just ordered a new toaster oven for my sweet potatoes because the last one, yeah, some of those potatoes, like it was just so gross, and it was just so like, all right, throwing it out, done, next. So I ordered a new one. Tamara Cullen on Facebook. There's actually a video on YouTube from February debunking the V. Oh, there's a lot of them. No, like I said, I don't watch people's videos. So once I made one and I looked and all these other ones popped up, now I see like February, March. Yeah, there's a ton of them. Oh, I'm not the first person. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I'm not the. No, I'm not creating anything there. I'm just jumping on the bandwagon, giving my 2 cents because I have people that follow me here and other places that don't follow them or follow that or understand that. I'm just pointing it out. It's like me saying, "Hey, watch out, there's a bump in the road over there." Okay, and you're like, "Oh, cool, thanks, Papa Swolio." That's it. That's really it. I'm just kind of I'm making you aware of it. You could formulate your own opinion. But like I said, a lot of people don't know how to formulate their own opinion because they're not an expert. Like I am not going to formulate my opinion on a legal document because I have limited understanding of legalese and that kind of stuff. But a lawyer will be able to say, that's so fucking wrong. And you'd be like, oh shit, I didn't know it. Thanks. That's that. It gets even more, it gets really shady when you have someone that does know what they're talking about. And then you try to be like, scam people. But if you know what you're talking about and you know what's good, and yet if you notice that most people that do know what they're talking about, that they do stay in their own lane, right? Like myself, There's a lot of Jeff Cavalier on YouTube, Athlean X. There's a lot of people that know what they're talking about and do their shit. Like they don't fucking worry about it. Like I make some funny videos because it's fun. And I do in the car and it doesn't take much time. Like I just rant and I'm amped up. It amps me up going to the gym and it's a good time. It's fun as shit, right? Those driving while games. It's fun to watch. It's fun to do. It's just fun. It's just pure entertainment. But people that know what they're doing, and when you know you're doing it the right way and you're doing it for the right reasons, you make your stuff, you do your shit, and then you just go. And the cream rises to the top. If you're making good stuff, then people are going to notice it and you're going to win long term. Like I'm not worried about this clown. Eventually it's going to come crumbling down. Eventually it's going to come crumbling down. That's it. Which oven did you get? I don't even know. I think it was a Hmm. Let me look. Let me pull it up while we're here on Instagram. Instagram, just so you know, I will have to restart the broadcast because we're coming up on an hour. So let me actually pull up. Let me see what we got here. I will see. Oh, ooh, create a free Amazon business account. Look at you. I think I already have one. All right, let's see what these. Let's see what I got here. A toaster oven. Ooh, it's coming. It's coming tomorrow. I got an Oster large digital countertop convection toaster oven, 6 slice, black and polished stainless. Yeah, and really the only reason I got this was it's based around sweet potato production. So it was just like analyzing the size and stuff, like how many sweet potatoes can I cook at a time? It's really like that's really what I was trying to accomplish. It's like reading reviews. How many sweet potatoes can I cook at one time? Enter. No results found. Damn it. Can't make gains with that one. This guy's like, I got huge. I can cook 10 sweet potatoes at a time. Done. 1 star review. I don't care. I don't care. I'll buy it. No, this one has great reviews. Don't buy anything with less than 4.5 stars, you jabronis. Okay, let's see. Kobe on the YouTubes turned turned an 18-year-old and his mother on this channel. We were talking about sports and his struggles with pain. He thought yoga was garbage, so I dropped Swolio on him to get edumacated. Ooh, I wonder how that goes. Let me know how that goes, Kobe. Let's see. I've been saying this for the longest. They have no idea what they're talking about, but since they got a booty, genetics, and they want to sell their cookie cutter workout plan to all the chicks that want to get fit. You're talking about the like the Gymshark type girls. Yeah. What's your take on SARMs? I don't have a take on them. That's a very gray area. I don't know. I haven't taken them. Those are they're only allowed for like pet consumption or for medical testing. So they're kind of legal, but they're not legal if you buy them for animal testing, but they kind of work like steroids, but they kind of don't. I don't really know enough about them. I wouldn't take them. Fuck that shit. I don't know about them. So I'm not going to say yes or no, for example. Let's see. Daniel Tynes on YouTube. Haha, VShred had 40 private YouTube videos and a nutrition PDF for a 12-week program for eight what? Oh, you're at 85 bucks. Ooh, 40 private YouTube videos and a nutrition PDF. Well, I mean, there's different things. Like my stuff started off like in the Facebook group and stuff, but 85 bucks for just a few videos and a nutrition PDF for a 12-week. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just finishing my 90-day dash, feeling great. Thanks, Papa Swolio. You're welcome. You're welcome, fam, on Instagram. I'm going to start Instagram up again. So you got about 30 seconds before it cuts off. And then you know what? I'm just going to boot it off now. I'm going to end it now. And then I'll restart it just because I'll forget and I'll turn around and Instagram will be off. Yeah, we rock too hard for Instagram. Instagram needs to step up their live game. No one goes live for over, no one goes live. No one goes live for more than an hour. Instagram's like, how long should we allow live to go for? And they're like, an hour. No one's gonna fucking go live on Instagram for an hour. 1 minute videos, pictures, very limited. People are gonna go live for a few minutes. This fucking guy goes live for an hour plus. Let's see. Kobe, I think the community really loves the breakdown of gimmicks. You're the shepherd leading folks through the path to truth is littered with the bodies of the ignorant. And I'm not claiming, like I said, it's important to know when if there's something blatant, I'm more than happy to point it out. If something's blatant, I'm more than happy to point it out. This is almost Joseph. Okay, here we go. This is on YouTube. This is almost the reason I was skeptical about Swolenormous at first until I started listening to more than one episode. And that's the thing. So I'm glad you said that, Joseph. And I'm well aware. I'm well aware. And that's why with all these episodes, I think it speaks for itself. Like the evidence is there in order to that I'm talking from a good place, that I'm putting out good content, that I'm speaking, that I know what I'm talking about. Obviously, because I talk a lot, because we do this every day. So I don't have to prove anything. Plus with like all my stuff, it's like, money back guarantee. Like I'm not trying to scam anyone if you're not happy. And, sometimes it happens. Someone joins in like, hey, this wasn't, maybe they realize they don't like to, watch videos, streaming videos on their phone and they want a personal trainer in person. They really feel like they need someone physically there. Okay, I get it. I get it. Not everything is for everyone. So it's important to be sensitive to that. And I understand that people are going to come in and they might see some guy raging in a car. That doesn't mean they're going to, but, join the private community just because they saw me ranting in a car. They might be like, oh, cool. That's funny as shit. And then they end up seeing, oh, wow, he does a daily show. Oh, wow, let me listen to this. Oh, shit. Oh, cool. And then they become a part of the community. And then maybe 5 months down the road, they sign up or something like that. So it benefits everyone. Just trying to do my part, but I'm not stopping for anyone. And I think it's almost like that's what social media is. It's how you use it. It's how you use it. And in my opinion, it's all a resume. Like the classic resume is useless. Social media and what you put out there is the resume because there's just proof. It's out there. I'm not trying to hide anything. Not trying to hide anything. It's all there. If you want to see it, do a Google search. We've so many episodes. Do you think that building muscle while cutting weight is achievable for a beginner? For a beginner, they call it newbie gains. If you're just starting exercising, you can build some muscle and lose fat. Once you kind of like, once your body gets through that initial stress and that initial shock, like, wow, that was new. Wow, I've never done that before. After that, it's just your body, not really, long term. Not really long term, at the beginning. If you're a new person in the gym, you'll see all that's why people quit. That's why people quit. That's why people give up because at the beginning, you see change like crazy. Wow, I lost 10 pounds in a week. Wow, I gained 10 pounds of muscle in 1 month. Well, your body is reacting shockingly to the new stress. Then it peters off and you get discouraged because you don't see the continued progress. Trust me, fam. Like, I'm not going to get that much bigger. Like, okay, let me put it this way. I'm not eating and training focused on just getting big. I could get bigger, just being natural and doing it the way and focusing and get bigger naturally. But there's gonna be a limit. And I'm pretty close to that natural limit before it's just like so much work and not much more progress, where it's either okay, it's time to take anabolic steroids or that's about it. So right now I'm at the point with my muscle size and my development where I'm focusing more on mobility, yoga, flexibility, meditation, rather than get bigger. Like I'm maintaining it, I'm lifting, I like to lift hard, but I'm not trying to gain 5 pounds of muscle. Like I said, I haven't weighed myself and I have no idea what I weigh. I have no idea what I really have no idea. I'm assuming over 190 because I've been over 190 for a while whenever I had weighed myself, but I haven't weighed myself in at least a year. I've been training for 2 years. So what's the point? I mean, why should I train when I'm on a cut? What do you mean, why should you train? How the fuck are you gonna cut? How are you gonna cut and maintain muscle size when you're I don't understand your question. You're a multi-talented guy with many different characters, some serious, some funny, some crazy, but that's what makes you unique. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. What should we do after we're a quote newbie? You got to keep on working. Why is that hard to understand? What should we do after we're a newbie? More? When you start, everything's fresh. I'm just saying your body reacts differently when you start. Everything's a progression. You just keep on going. You progress it. So you increase the volume, you increase the reps, you increase the weight, you increase the calories, you increase. It depends on what you want. So I don't know what you do after you're a newbie. If you're a newbie in yoga, you're gonna get sore. You're gonna be like, "Holy shit, that fucked me up, but that was great." And if you want to be all yogi and go 100% yoga, 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 then eventually you're gonna get more and more mobile. You're gonna get better and better and better and improve more range of motion, all that stuff. So it depends on what you want. Just saying newbie, I'm a newbie, that doesn't really mean what you're doing. A newbie for what? The first time you ever played basketball, the first time LeBron James ever picked up a basketball, I'm sure he missed, right? I'm sure he missed. He ain't missing much now. He does miss a lot. He takes a lot of shots, right? So there's that too. There's that too. Everyone's a newbie. Everyone's a newbie. Facebook. Hi, I just started to, let's see here. Or what should we expect as a newbie? I mean, for muscle growth, if you're doing everything perfect, maybe a pound or two a month, maybe. Fat loss, you could still lose fat, maybe 1 to 2 pounds a month, but depends on how much you have to lose and what you're doing. What's your take on a bulking diet? What do you mean? What's a bulking diet? What a bullshit comment. What do you mean? Oh, you're not responding to me, are you? Bulking mean gains, like extra calories. That's how you grow. That's how you get bigger. A bulking diet, you mean stupid bulk, like dirty bulk and eating pizza? I don't believe in that. Let's see. Let's see. I just started to follow you since last week. I love your videos. Thank you, Noemi. I appreciate it. Ken Becker, do you think newbie gains is specific to body parts or more of a nervous system thing? For example, if you're experienced but just started deadlifting. Good question. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Your body will, I would say deadlifts are a little bit unique in the sense that when you talk about deadlifts, you're talking about a massive neural overload, right? So it's different than if you're a newbie and, oh, I've never done concentration curls for biceps before. And all of a sudden you went over, you started doing concentration curls. Wow, huge difference. Deadlifts are a huge macro movement, and that's going to require a lot of motor unit recruitment and synchronization for strength. And that's a whole other like macro major fundamental move. So if you are experienced, but you've never started deadlifting, then in my opinion, you're not experienced. So you have to be very careful with how you word and how you define experience. If you've never deadlifted, you're not experienced in fitness. You think you've worked out before, but you're not training. Like you don't have much experience. If you've never deadlifted and deadlifted properly, you don't have that much experience because that's a very fundamental move. That's very fundamental. So you can see a ton of progress. Shit, if you've never deadlifted before and you start deadlifting, you're going to wake a lot of shit up. You just got to do it properly and be careful. And I know what you meant by experience, like you've been in the gym. I know what you mean. But yeah, I mean, so for something like that, it's different than if you've been deadlifting your whole life and then all of a sudden you start to do a one arm dumbbell row. Okay, but deadlifts are going to get you a lot more results long term. Like it's going to create a lot more of a base than just doing a one arm row. For example, it's a lot more stimulating for for the entire body in terms of overall strength and work capacity. And that's a big thing too. That's why a lot of people don't train legs because it stresses your work capacity. It's exhausting, right? It's exhausting. But doing bigger muscle groups and larger muscle groups and heavy and volume, that builds up your work capacity, your ability to push through these hard workouts. If you've never really pushed yourself, it just limits the amount of volume you can do for everything. So many let's see. So Joseph was, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So yeah, you were skeptical about my stuff until you started listening to more than an episode. Many InstaFit content, I get skeptical about who is correct and who is not, as you should. Let's see. Let's see. I can't stand someone who will blindly follow. I think it's a good tool to measure common sense on a large scale. Yeah, but common sense isn't common. That's tough. That's tough. Papa Swole, do you do hammer curls and forearm curls with dumbbells? What do you mean forearm curls? Like wrist curls? Yeah, I do. I actually just started getting forearms back into my programming because I left it for a little bit because didn't have a lot of time to train. But yeah, hammer curls sometimes. Sometimes hammer curls are good if you're doing them properly. I mean, hammer curls you should still be, getting the brachialis and the brachioradialis muscle on the side. But if you have weaker forearms, you might get more of a burn in your forearms rather than feel it as much in your biceps. Craig, starter workout routine. What question does I don't know what that just what's your question? Is that a question? What about a starter workout routine? Do you think hex bars are useful for deads? Yes, they're a tool. My favorite is stiff leg deadlifts. RDLs are fantastic. I love Romanians. Very good. Very good. Good questions. I'll take one more. Let's see. When I train, I tear the muscles and let them rebuild. So when I'm on a cut and I train the muscle, rebuild the same speed or a bit slower than the muscle loss that happens due to the cut. Ugh, is that a question? Or people, if you're gonna type questions, make sure you use punctuation too. I get confused. When I train, I tear the muscles and let them rebuild. That's what I'm saying. Like you're not gonna be building and repairing similar but two different things. When you're on a cut, you're not building muscle, really. And when you say you're on a cut, what do you mean? Are you cutting like where are you starting from? If you're 200 pounds overweight and you're lifting weights, you're going to lose some fat and you're going to build muscle because it's you're beginning, you're starting, you're straining your body. When you're cutting, when you don't have enough calories, when you don't have enough calories in your body, you're not in an anabolic state. Your body is trying not to die, essentially. That's why you don't need to cut too many calories. Most people lose too much weight and muscle because they think, oh, let me just, they chop the calories in half and they just drop way too much because they're not preparing themselves properly. They're not eating enough food. Mm-mm-mm. What do you recommend for a starter workout routine? Honestly, if you're starting and you've never worked out, or you're just getting into it, I recommend starting with yoga. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to fucking do it. And I know because most guys are like, oh, fuck yoga. Oh, okay. But if you take me up on my advice, you will thank me for the rest of your life. If you're starting, do yoga first. Start with yoga and then start adding in weights. And you are going to be much, 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 much better off. You've done it once. Okay. Do it more than once. It's great. And the reason why, because first off, I'm not going to sit here and do 2 sets of this and do 3 sets of this and do 4 sets. It's not going to, I'm not, I can't explain. Okay. Here's a good starter routine. My program in Swolenormous X, my private program community, that's where I have like my primer week and my starter routines, but I can't explain that all right now, like what to do. That's why I have it there because it's all video and stuff. But I recommend yoga. But the first day, those of you that are in Swolenormous X, the first day is that foundation yoga. The first day, even the first fucking day in the program is yoga. And the reason why is because I make that point. I make that point from the beginning. I want to make it clear from the beginning that yoga is the most important thing. You want to get big, you want to build muscle, you want to lift weights? Cool, do yoga. Well, if I'm doing yoga, then I'm not lifting weights. I'm not getting big. I'm not getting yoked. Yeah, but you're also creating the foundation so you can open up more muscle, so you can build more strength, have better shape, have better recovery, feel better mentally and physically, and reduce your risk of injury, which will keep you more consistent so you can build more fucking muscle. You like that shit? Oh, why do you? Oh, I didn't even say. I just saw that comment, Greg. Why do you recommend yoga? Okay, so I just answered that. That's why I recommend it. And that's the major thing that I was missing when I started training. But I got into it, luckily, early enough, I would say. And it's prevented me, yoga has prevented me from getting hurt and healed me faster when I was feeling kind of banged up. Yoga, 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 yoga. Yoga more than foam rolling, yoga more than stretching, which is really just like a pussy excuse for not wanting to do yoga. Like, oh, you touch your toes. Oh, you move your arm. Completely different. Completely different. Stretching, you're not activating. When you're doing yoga, you are inhibiting and you're activating, especially when you mix up the different styles of yoga. And it's soothing to the nervous system. It relaxes and it's a perfect complement to weight training. And I can't recommend it enough. Does your program have the yoga intro? My program has Swolenormous X is more than a program. It has I gotta figure out a better way to explain Swolenormous X because it's pretty much everything and it's always updated. It's pretty much it's like a fitness solar system. Yeah, it has a yoga intro. It has yoga classes. It has regular yoga classes, full yoga classes, each one over 60 minutes. And then as part of the program, it starts you off with like 20, 25-minute flows. So my program has a full program structure with all the workouts and the videos, but then it has I'm always adding new workouts and things. So think of it as like fitness Legos where you can literally plug things in and you have new workouts. So after you go through the program, after you go through the first 90 days, you have additional workouts where you can plug in and manipulate and progress. And there's workshops and there's master classes, there's additional yoga classes, there's instructional videos, there's virtual trainings where you can plug in your headphones and I take you through my personal routine. So you could literally work out with me in the gym. I walk you through it. So it's everything. It's yeah, yoga is your insurance plan, Kobe. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, there's I mean, literally it's everything. I have lots of yoga class. I'm very, very heavy on the yoga. 90 DD and yoga, great newbie starter pack. Hell yeah. It's more than a newbie starter pack. It's not just for beginners too. Travis Brunt, I've never yogaed before. Yogad? I've never yogaed before. I lost 150 pounds. Starting yoga now, would that be beneficial? Fuck yes. So everyone listening, adults, children, dogs, babies. By the way, they do have dog yoga, by the way, not on my shit, but they have it out there. Uh, Yoga is good for anyone. If you're 5 years old or if you're 90 years old, if you are a beginner lifting weights or if you are a professional bodybuilder on the Olympia stage, you will benefit from yoga. You will benefit from yoga. And that's it. Travis, starting yoga when you are 150 pounds heavier or now is amazing. The only thing that's not good is waiting to start doing yoga. That's the only thing that is not good is waiting to start, is not doing yoga today if you haven't started. Are you the guy that made the video where you were slapping yourself caveman style? Sounds like me, right? What, the fitness is life video? Why did you did you follow that video and then not even realize that it was me? Fitness is not a lifestyle, fitness is life. That was old Papa Swolio. Yeah, that one. That was my most viral video ever. That's got like fuck, that one's up to like 6 or 7 million views. That one got around. That and The Truth Hurts. Those are the two ones you might I either called you fat or I slapped my chest like a gorilla. That's how people know me. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how it is to encourage people like that to uh to pay attention to what I have to say? It's like, well, he's a fucking savage animal. He's a savage fucking animal. Let me trust this guy. Well, that's why I have all these Daily Swole episodes because you could just listen and be like, oh, he's not just a psychopath. He just made one video that was 45 seconds long and it caught people's attention. That's all it was. Isn't that amazing how you people not that you did this, Craig. Yeah, it was real and honest. Thank you. I appreciate it. But it's literally it's amazing how I get people formulating full-blown opinions because they've seen one video. They see one video, they get offended because I call them fat in a video. They get offended because, oh, fitness is not a life. You know, what if you're in a wheelchair and you have, oh, fucking shut up. They see one video and they think that's everything. They see one video and they think, oh, that's who he is. It's like it's any kind of prejudice. If it's negative, I'm not saying that's you, Craig. I'm just putting it out there. It's funny how 145 or whatever second video that got a lot of popularity and everyone's like, oh, you're that guy. It's like I now I understand why artists, musical artists, or people that are in movies. Oh, you're the kid from Goonies, or you're this person. Some things just get popular, and you're not that person. That was someone who you pretended to be. Your body is the only thing you own. That is a fact. That is a straight up fact. Just trying to relate that a little bit, though. I think people don't do yoga because of the name. I had a coach that named it intensive stretching, and we did it. Years later, I did yoga, and it's the same move. So because he changed the name, we had no idea we did it. Intensive stretching, but that's completely yeah, that's just wrong. That's wrong. I get it. I understand you need the intensive stretching, but It's not intensive stretching at all. That's just a completely misnamed. It's completely incorrect. It's not even funny how far off the name or the wording intensive stretching is. It's like a that's a negligent way to call yoga because it's not intensive stretching. And yoga is much more than just the moves. Like you can do it for the but it's really, there's a lot of science behind it and there's a lot of course the spiritual. It depends on how you take it and how you use it, but it's really a moving meditation. Yeah. Well, that's the misnomer. People don't do yoga because of the name. Fine. If someone doesn't want to do yoga, fine. I'll make progress and I'll leave you in the dust. That's fine. You could have your friends at work. Let's say you work like, with manly dudes, you work construction. So like, I'm gonna do yoga on my lunch break. Oh, look at this fucking pussy doing yoga. Look at this fucking pussy, 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 pussy. Close your legs, pussy. Okay, fuck you guys. Have fun with your rotator cuff injuries. Fuck people. Who cares what they say? I've had people mention that me make fun of them. Fuck those guys. Everyone likes to call someone a name rather than do it themselves. They're the ones that are going to be in wheelchairs and have back pain, and they're going to be like, "Oh man, I should have done yoga." And their doctor's going to say in 30 years, "Well, you should do this mobility, try a yoga class." And you're going to think, "Fuck." They're going to think, "Fuck." I was making fun of Mark back in the day for doing yoga. Now I'm sitting here doing yoga 30 years later with, you know, post hip replacement, feeling like an asshole, like I should have done it a long time ago, which is true. Saw Kevin Hart making a fool of himself in a goat yoga class. I heard about that. What, goats are on your back? The fuck? Yeah, right? Weird. Kevin Hart's hilarious. My nose started running when doing yoga. The teacher said it was toxicity leaving my body. Is there any truth to that? I think your nose was running because I don't think it was toxicity. I think it was mucus. I think it was boogers because you were upside down. Your body's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know about that shit. Toxicity leaving the body. Here's what I do know. Here's what I do know. Things like inversions, decompressions. So one of the things that happens when you stand up, you get off out of your bed. Think about it. You're always vertical, right? You're lying down or you're vertical. How often are you upside down? And don't ask me about inversion tables. I'm not going to get into that shit right now. I don't really know how safe that is. But being in a downward dog or a child's pose, I don't know how often anyone's ever told you this, but being in a child's pose is an inversion, by the way. It's a very, very, very mild inversion because it takes pressure off the spine. And when you get into things like handstands or downward dog, those are more leveled up inversions. And when you do inversions, the reason why those things are powerful is because it changes the way gravity is pulling fluid through your body. So, for example, when you're standing all the time, everything's always compressing through your lumbar spine. And that's why there's so much pressure. And that's why the wrong movement can hurt your back. And that's why so many people have back pain because everything just gets compacted, 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 pulling down all the time on your fucking lower back. So change that, when you change that, and all of a sudden you're upside down or you're in a downward dog or you are doing a child's pose, you're taking pressure and you're doing that inversion, which is as a result taking pressure off the spine. Not to mention when you're doing yoga, you're doing twists, you're doing different positions, which if you're doing twists when you're doing yoga, you are wringing out the body. You're wringing it out. You're twisting it. You're squeezing the organs, you're squeezing the tissues, you are moving fluid through the body. And that's very powerful. That's very, very powerful. And there isn't a lot of that in our daily life. We're sitting down on one spot. Like right now, I've been sitting here on the ball. I sit on a bouncing ball because a chair is very stiffening. So I move my hips to the side. I feel super, super fucking stiff. I need to go work out right after this. And I'm gonna have to do like a little bit of a flow just to get going. And those of you like, I'll probably do my mobility workout, probably something like that. The mobility round 2 that I posted in Swolenormous X like last week, to loosen up the spine, to decompress, and to mobilize things, it's reducing risk of injury. It's getting your body ready for exercise. It's just preparing your body. And when you do inversions, when you decompress, when you change the stress of gravity, when you allow gravity to take over, when you release and you just allow that that tension to dissipate. It makes a big difference mentally and physically. And when you release tension in your hips and you release these stresses in your body that build up over time, it makes a huge difference mentally. And very few people know that. Very few people know that, especially when they don't practice. When you do yoga, when you're stretching, when you're lengthening, you take a ton of pressure off your mind mentally because your brain controls your body, right? You have that mind muscle connection. And what I want you to realize is that's why I talk about foam rolling and stretching and yoga and mobility. Your brain controls your muscles. Okay. Your brain tells your body to contract. Well, what happens if we send a message the other direction? What happens if we send a message from the muscles back to the brain rather than the brain to the muscles? That's essentially what that yin and yang is. That's essentially what yoga does, what foam rolling does, what yin yoga, what this passive stretching and this inhibition does. It sends a message the other direction. It's like a two-lane highway. And if you're always creating stimulus and stress and you're building up stress and emotional stress and you're tensing the muscles and you're tensing and you're tensing and you're tensing, but you're never relaying it back, you're never getting rid of it. You're just building it up and it comes out in all sorts of fucking problems. And we do have a lot of stress. Like I said, it's how you manage your stress, it's how you manage your day, it's how you manage your emotions. That's the ticket. That's the big secret. It's not the world. It's not what's around you. It's not, okay, I hit a plateau or, oh, I need to lose weight or I need to gain muscle. It's how you relate to that concept. It's how you relate to it. Someone asked me at the beginning of this episode, okay, what would you change about the world? Nothing. I would change how people relate to the world. The world's not going anywhere. The world's not going to change. Whether you believe in climate change, global warming, whatever, the world's going to be fine. That's what everyone, the world's going to be fine. It's a very egotistical, it's a very self centered, ego, human way to think. Oh, we're destroying the earth. No, we're not. We're just destroying our ability to live and thrive on it because we're eating it up and we're destroying it ourselves. We're not destroying the earth. Oh, we're damaging the earth. No, we're not. We're not. We're just damaging our ability to eat the stuff that the earth has naturally, the fish and the food and all that stuff. We'll die. The earth will be just fine. Just fine. So, all that stuff. And the way we relate to things, it's our perception. It's how we relate to the stresses in our life. It's how we relate to things that come up, right? So let's say I want to go to the gym. What if something happens right now? I get off the podcast, I uploaded this and the other, and I go and something happens, right? My car is stolen or something goes wrong. How am I going to relate to that? Am I going to let it take over my day? Am I going to let it ruin my life, my week, my month? Am I going to let it bleed into my workout? Am I going to be like, fuck this shit and go eat McDonald's and like, watch Netflix and cry myself to sleep and then not do the daily show tomorrow and say, fuck this, oh, woe is me, all these things bad happened to me. How could it happen to me? Okay, then it becomes a real big problem because it led to all these other things. So you have one instance of either you fell off your nutrition, you didn't work out, you fucked up, or something doesn't happen or go the way that you planned it. Welcome to life. Nothing happens the way you plan it. Everyone's got shit going on. Everyone's got shit going on. What's up, Twitch? Twitch coming in at the close. So everyone's got stuff going on. It's how you relate to those things. And I've realized that I'm gonna have, hey, we crushed the Daily Swole today. Everyone's like, holy shit, great podcast, hour and a half. Like I fucking crushed it. Guess what? 7:46 tomorrow. Again. 7:46 tomorrow. Again. 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 And again. And again. I'm muted. Does someone say I'm muted on Twitch? No one's made any comments like that yet. Everyone can hear me, right? Everyone's got me on Twitch. If you could hear me on Facebook and YouTube, you can hear me on Twitch. Nothing's muted on my end. Man, you should be fine. Yeah, no one said anything before. People that are here earlier. Let's see, Alicia, practicing my headstands are like meditation for me. I love it. It's good shit. It's good stuff. Let's see on Instagram. He's asking if the muscles recover as fast as when he's slimming. It depends on your caloric intake and how many, protein, carbs, and what you're doing to the body. You're just not going to build. You're not going to get huge and shred at the same time, especially if you've been in the game for a while. 55 pounds to lose, eating enough food to build muscle, but let it lose pounds. Can't see. Yeah, there's no might you explain that a bit more? You're not gonna don't think you're thinking about the wrong things. You're not trying to build muscle and lose fat. Just do strength training, yoga, and eat better foods. That's why if you do the elimination diet, it answers the questions for you because you start figuring out which foods are best for you. So if you haven't done the elimination, that's where you start. That's where you start. And there's more information. I have more details on that on my Facebook page. Just send me a message and pull up the main menu on Messenger, and you'll see stuff about my nutrition workshop. I'll give you a lot more information. Hey, I was on a walker, hardly able to move when I first started listening to you, and I just finished my last day of treatment. So now I'm back like a rebel making trouble. Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, if you have a lot of weight to lose, you're going to do both. Just eat sufficient calories. 1,500, 2,000. I don't know how big you are. I don't know what you're eating now. And here's the thing, so many people get so tied up with how many calories they should be eating. How much should I be eating? Well, how much are you eating right now? Oh, I don't know. I'm not. So, how the fuck do you know to change? I'm not making fun of you or yelling at you, but a lot of people ask me how many calories they should be eating, and they have no fucking idea how many they're eating now. So, what am I going to tell you? You're struggling to lose weight. You're not losing. You're not, changing. Okay. Well, how many are you eating? Well, I don't know. Well, there you go. You got homework to do. Fucking figure it out. Figure out how much you're doing because you can't change shit that you don't know what you're doing. It's like saying which direction should I go? Well, which direction are you going now? I don't know. So I can't tell you to turn around or keep going. How the fuck am I going to know? So unless you're getting more granular and you figure this stuff out or give some more details, I can't answer those questions simply. And that's the difference. There's no cookie cutter, "Oh, eat this," or "Here's my get shredded plan," or "Here's my" it goes back to the main topic of this episode. "Oh, here's my get" it's like a get rich quick scheme. There is no fucking get rich quick scheme. You know what that scheme is? Winning the lottery, which no one fucking does. That's the only way to get rich quick, and that's the least valuable thing in this world. Health is number 1. Chad, so after 2 lower back surgeries, I'm limited to which lifting exercises I can do. Would yoga be good to start strengthening the lower back? Yes, absolutely. I would start with, low. I would not do if your lower back's bothering you. I would not do like a vinyasa. I would look to some more like a yin yoga, some kind of like restorative yoga, helping with alignment. Is approximately 1,500 calories on the low end. Yeah, it's 1,500 calories. 1,500 calories is on the low end for a human being, man, woman. It's on the low end of life. That's not many calories. So yes, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do, Ken. If you're 170, are you trying to? I can't imagine you're trying to lose still. If you're exercising too, 1,500, you need more than that, bro, or better food choices. Craig. No, one time. It says so on the when you hit the button when you check out. It's a one time. Yeah, it's a one time upfront, and then it's just the low monthly. Yeah, one time. It says on the checkout, it says one time. If you have any questions about it, you can just hit me up on the live chat on the site. But yeah, one time. One time. And that's the thing. A lot of these guys are charging fucking hundreds of dollars a month. And that's honestly, that's probably where Swolenormous X will go long term, just because the value and the volume of the content that builds up is going to only increase in it's only increasing in value and volume. So get it while it's hot. It's still fresh, man. We've been up, Swolenormous X, we've been up for a few months. And did anyone, those of you that are X members, did you see if you didn't check it out, just to make it clear, did you check out the post? I think it's pinned to the top of the page in the private Facebook group. I gave you the whole state of the swole, where it's going, the stuff I'm doing behind the scenes, like the new things are coming out. It's going to be awesome. Awesome, fam. It's going to be good shit. I'm going to put a lot of stuff down today. Yes, sir. That special offer right now. Special offer. Special offer. That's right. The membership setup and then the monthly. Yeah. Special offer right now. It's like 75% off. A little bit more. You got it, Craig. You got it, bro. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be, and that's locked in. When you have that, I don't raise. Yeah, nothing gets raised. No one's pricing gets raised. Once you have it, you have it. Whatever you get, you got, and you can keep it as long as you want. Yeah, I know, Craig. That's why it's a special. That's why it's a special offer. That's why it's not going to last, I'm telling you. Yeah, Ken Becker, I'm probably 16% body fat and trying to drop still, but not really progressing. 16 why you 16% body fat's very low. Make sure that you have a quality and a realistic understanding of what body fat percentage is. We haven't done that. That's a good topic. I'll write that down. That's a good topic that'll come up. Every once in a while, we have like a good actually regularly, we have a people make have good questions, but sometimes it's a lot about the stuff that we've talked about recently. Someone comes in, "Well, what about yoga?" It's like we've been talking about yoga the whole episode kind of thing, but we haven't talked about body fat percentage and realistic body fat percentages in a while, and a lot of people are trying to get super fucking lean, like 6%. That not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You're not gonna get that lean. Maybe, but that's competition. That's getting on stage. Are you trying to get on stage? Are you trying to be a pro bodybuilder? Are you competing? If you are, that's a whole different story. And remember, what you see on Instagram, what you see on YouTube from these fitness professionals, a lot of times these pictures and videos and training things, they're either pre-competition or these are people that compete. Like they're getting down that low. They're taking shit too to get that lean, but they're doing it for a reason because you have to be that lean. You have to be that lean in order to compete and to win and to be successful and shit like that. Marnie, how long is the special going? I don't have an answer for you. A little bit longer. I don't have it. There's no date deadline. If there is, there'll be a countdown timer posted, but not too much longer. It's running from the 2 year anniversary because it's been about 2 weeks since episode 730. So 2 year anniversary kind of thing. But you're fine. You're fine. I mean, if you go over there, just send me a message. Like I'm not strict. I'm not strict. There's no risk, fam. I know you'll love it. And the reason why I'm so confident, the reason why I still do, you know, everything's guaranteed is because I believe in my shit and I put my effort into it. And if you are not satisfied, I'm shocked. But because I'm always adding stuff, I mean, it's not like, how many times do you purchase something and you keep on getting new things, new things? Netflix, it's cheaper than Netflix. Hulu, right? Entertainment shit that gets you fat. But that's why I do the way it is because I'm not satisfied unless I keep on making it better and better and better and better. And the only way I can keep on making it better and better is not by adding fucking individual programs. It's getting you in and understanding that it is a progressive process and it's something that keeps on going and continues. And that requires you to keep on, throwing down. I've seen enough of you to know I'd love it. I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. Not only that, but I do one-on-one phone calls. When people sign up, you get to schedule a phone call with me. You get information, the email. Yeah, and I actually talk to you. Who else fucking who else fucking talks? Who else talks to their people? Who else does phone calls? It's like Netflix. I model my shit over the concept of Netflix. Constant releases, new content and shit like that. Let's see. Heads up for the people who don't do yoga, try it. It's amazing, and some flows can be very intense and an important key to strong core building element. If anybody is after those abs, do yoga. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. For everyone that wants fucking abs, do your fucking yoga. Do your fucking yoga. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right, fam. Love you. Thank you so much. This was a fire episode, and we will continue with the fire tomorrow. So if anyone's interested in what we're talking about, checking out the special offer and stuff in my programs and all that shit, um, check it out, swolenormousx.com, swolenormousx.com. And the link is actually in my Facebook profile and so forth. Check it out. You can send me a message over there if you have any questions, but go check it out. And I came by to wish luck and love. Keep up the great work. Thanks, fam. Laster, Laster on Twitch. Thanks. Or I don't know if you're a fam. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but thanks, fam. And thanks for watching the Quadcast, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube every day. Check me out, subscribe, like, follow, do whatever you have to do to get the notifications here every single day. And the podcast, SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. I'll see you tomorrow for 746, and I'll see the rest of you in Swolenormous X. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, Papa Swolio. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 out. Later, fam. Time for me to get my pump on. Oh, oh, oh. Later. Lates, lates, lates.